foam roller, pillow, and hand towel. Have your pillow in the middle of the mat to sit on it. And we'll start with our legs in the butterfly stretch. Oop, my pillow needs to be refluffed. There we go. Have your hand towel. Foam roller can be in front of you. If you have a hard time holding your legs here, you can take the foam roller under the knees to help support your butterfly stretch. I also just like to do it because it's comfortable. Good. Taking your hands up for the ceiling, you'll begin lifting up and lowering down through the shoulder blades. So the arms are straight, you just lift and lower. And if you're not sure how this feels, that's okay. One more. And then bring the arms in front. Bring them in front and low, like your hands by your knees. Pull your elbows out very lightly, and then pull your chest open as if your sternum is being pulled to the ceiling. Then reach through your knuckles in front to straighten through the arms as much as you can and start to lift all the way for the ceiling. And back down. Let's keep that range going all the way for the ceiling. And back down. Good. Lift. And lower. For 3. 2 more. And then keep the arms up. Same thing that you started with. Think shoulder blades go up the back and down the back, like you're trying to cover your ears. The thing that you always hear people tell you not to do when you're exercising. Yes, we're doing it, but we know we're doing it, so that's okay. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Now, if you need a break for your arms, you just take a break at any given point. If you're still cool with it, arms stay up or they come back up. And we're going to start twisting from side to side. But imagine like you're hanging onto a bar and you're trying to twist your body this way to see what's there. Then you go the other way. Your hips stay in place. If you have a difficult time knowing if your hips are staying in place, this is where the foam roller under the knees can be really helpful because it will keep your knees in the same spot. Good. Now, the other thing that can happen is we can come out of our frame. Our frame is the arms, and my head's in the middle of the frame. Here, my head's not in the middle of the frame, so stay in the frame and let the twist come from the rib cage. Here's what can happen. Just the arms turn, the head doesn't, or just the head turns and the arms don't. Let's do the whole thing. And then just a couple more to each side. Or if you're done with them for today, you're done with them for today. Good. Hands come down. You're going to take the towel to the collarbone. Pull apart lightly. Sit really tall and press your feet into each other so your knees feel like they want to lift up a little. Once you have that, lift up and lower. Keep tension in the towel as you lift and as you lower. Good. Hiccups. 3 more times. 2. 1 more. And yeah, that was a lot for the back, but you get a really nice kind of like relaxing moment now. You can put the foam roller to the side. Your towel can be used under your neck. And your pillow can actually be used for your feet. So you'll just put it to rest your feet just slightly over your pillow, or like under your calves. So, going onto your back. You can turn the palms up to the ceiling, your nose is to the ceiling. You want to relax the legs. And I want you to pay attention to your sacrum, that bone in the back of your butt. Let it be really, really heavy into the ground. Notice the weight that's underneath you, the weight that's touching the mat, and let it be heavier. And then just look at where you are heavy on the ground. Are your wrists heavy? Are your feet heavy? Well, not your feet, but your calves would be heavy on the pillow. Maybe your elbows. If your shoulders don't feel too heavy, let them get heavy. Let the shoulder blades get heavy on the ground and just get really heavy. It feels nice. Guide your breath once again to your shoulder blades so that you feel them. Make more contact with the mat. And then see if you could reach out through your ears so that your neck gets a little longer. And I'm going to have you bring your feet together, your legs together, and flex your feet so that you reach through the heels as if you were standing on a wall. And that might help you feel your lower abdomen fibers turn on just a little bit, like they get a little bit of a stretch. Keep the sacrum heavy as the heels reach away. Again, as you breathe in, you push the air, well, not push, you let the air go to the rib cage, the back of the rib cage, until you feel your last two ribs get really heavy. When that starts to happen, all of your abdomen will be working, and you will even feel a little bit of the sides connect. If you found that great, continue to encourage it to work, even though we're not really doing anything right now. Actually, we're doing a ton of things. Good. Keeping your feet flexed, you're going to make your hands heavier, as if you were glued down to the ground. And then the right leg will just lift up as high as you can keep the sacrum heavy. It's typically not as high as we can go. And then we lower back down. And then you lift the other leg again, keeping the sacrum really heavy, and lower down. We're going to alternate for a total of 6 on each leg, going at the pace that you'd like. I can tell you a pace that I'm going at, which I'm going right and lower, left and lower. Good. Oh no, I lost track. I think there's 2 more. Good job. Reach through the heel. And then you're going to take your right leg, you're going to lift it, bend that knee and pull it towards your chest and grab onto it. Give it a little bit of a hug. That same leg is going to go over the other one for a figure 4 stretch. And you can place your hands on your hip bones to see if you can stay even. The knee's going to come up a little and back out to its stretch. And we're just practicing that part where the knee comes up and back out. Good. You are looking for the hips to stay even on the ground and for a little bit of engagement on that same side on the lower abdomen. Well, I say a little bit, but it's really a lot. It can go all the way up through your side. Good. Very nice. Nice long neck. One more. And then extend that leg back out. Pull the other one up and in. Give it a hug. As you're hugging it, you're pulling the knee to you as close as possible. So that we can now go to the figure four where the left foot goes over the right femur and the knee goes out. You can find your hips, make sure they're even and stable on the ground. The knee can go up, the knee can lower out to the side. You lift your knee and out to figure four. And if you're wondering why it's called figure four, it's because it makes the shape of a four. Good. Good job. Try a few more. And then extending that leg out to meet the other. We're going to take the arms out to T. Good. As they're out to T, watch that they're not too high up like in a wide positioning, but just in alignment with your own shoulder height. Push into the ground and then reach through the ring finger and pinky finger, taking a breath into the back of the rib cage. As you exhale, keep that weight heavy on the back of the rib cage. And if you feel your chest open up, great job. If you don't feel that happen, that's okay. I'm sure it'll come one day. Start pointing and flexing through the feet. You continue to try and open up through the chest as you just point and flex your feet. You're also keeping your legs together as much as possible. So the knees are together, legs are together. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. Relax a second. You're going to sit yourself up however you'd like, or if you want to roll up with me, you'll pull your knees in. You'll take an inhale to prep yourself. Then your exhale, you can lift your legs up a little bit to get a little bit of momentum, but your exhale will sit you up. Good. Cool. Foam roller is next. We're going to start hamburger way. Bottom of the shoulder blades, still on the rib cage. We're going to have the feet together, the knees together. Walk your feet out more than you think until you're thinking, well, then I can't keep my toes down. That's okay, that's where we're going. And then interlace your fingers, hands behind the head, sit really tall, and pretend like you're trying to look up over your knees for your toes. That's why you walk them out so much. So we start at this height to feel your upper abs working. Then from that height, you keep reaching through the crown of the head to go back with your inhale. And with your exhale, you lift back up like you're going to go dive up and over your knees towards your toes. You can purposely draw your abdomen in as you go back. That will help you feel more stretch, not only through the abdomen, like the lower fibers, but through the upper back as well. And then you'll exhale up. And the reason you'll feel your upper back get more stretch is because as you draw the abs in, your lower abdomen muscles will be supporting you a little bit more to allow for the stretch to happen. Good. 3 more in this position. Going at whatever pace feels best for you. For 2. And then 1 more. When you're at the top, stay lifted through the head, lift your hips, and move up and down the back a little bit. Just to see how it feels. If you're comfortable looking for the ceiling, you can also look for the ceiling as you move up and down the back. That gives you a little bit more pressure than if you were to be looking at your knees. Now, find an area where you're like, I think maybe this could use a little bit more movement. And when you find it, anchor your hips down. And again, you have your feet out quite a bit and you'll go back and forth just like before. And if you happen to be me and you're like, oops, maybe that spot was fine, you can always adjust somewhere else until you find the right spot. Good. Try about 4 more. Allow your inhale to help you go back. And then allow your exhale to help you connect to the abdomen and lift tall. Try to create more space between a vertebra and another vertebra that you pick. And then on the next round, you pick another spot between 2 vertebrae. Good. We're going to lift the hips. We're going to go up towards the top of the shoulder blades. And we're going to start the one that lifts the hips as we go back. So you start looking at your knees, elbows will be closer to you. You'll tuck your pelvis to lift your hips, and that will cause you to look back. You'll stay looking back, elbows back, lower through the hips first, all the way to the mat. And then you sit yourself back up tall. And you continue that pattern of curling to the tailbone to lift tall and round back. Reaching through the elbows back to lower the hips and round up. 3 more sets like that. Light weight onto the feet, lift the hips. Your exhale helps you lower the hips and come back up. You can take multiple breaths through the movement. 2 more. And 1 more time. The soles of the feet stay connected to the ground the entire time, and they stay with the same pressure the entire time. Good. Once you finish that one, take your foam roller under the neck, and if you feel like your chin's tucked in, it's because it is. So go on top of the foam roller a little bit more so that your nose is straight for the ceiling. And then you'll just go a little bit from side to side, just so that you feel a little bit of a massage in the back of the neck. Well, yes, the back of the neck. I was thinking the neck is just back there. Never mind. I had a weird moment. Small tilts from side to side. And then we come on out of there. You'll be on your back. Once you are on your back, you'll lift your hips to roll the foam roller under. Nose for the ceiling, shoulders open. The hands can be out to T, they can be down on the side by the foam roller. Wherever you feel more comfortable being connected to your back, that's where I want your arms. Take one leg up to tabletop, followed by the other. And then pull the knees close to you and back for the ceiling. So you're just pulling knees towards you and to the ceiling. The angle of the knee stays the same the entire time. Good. 2 more like this, keeping the angle of the knee exactly the same. And once more. Pull both knees in just like you were doing. Only the right leg extends away, but all the way until the big toe touches the ground, and then you switch. So it's the same movement, only we've split it and made it bigger. Good. And a couple more on each side. One more set. Both legs up for the ceiling to point and flex through the feet. alternate which foot points and which one flexes. The feet stay together, well, the heels stay together. Then we go to running where the ball of the foot stays together and the alternating comes by bending the knees and letting the heels bypass each other. And you can stay here, just pointing and flexing for the ceiling. Or if you're like, I'm up for a little challenge today, you're going to start reaching away towards the opposite wall as you continue your running and then coming back up. And we'll do that 3 times, or you just reach for the ceiling. Ball of the foot stays the same. You're just kind of lowering and lifting a little bit. 1 more set. And if it's too confusing, don't worry, we'll get it. We'll work on it some more. Good. Let the legs relax. Let them go about hip width apart so that we can internally rotate knees into each other and knees away from each other. Knees in, knees out. Knees in, knees out. Good. About 3 more. And then both knees to the right, both knees to the left, both knees to the right, both knees to the left. You are looking to keep the weight the same on the foam roller at all times, and the distance between the ribs and the hips the same at all times. If you notice that things are moving too much, then you're moving too much, and just don't do that. Stay a little bit more steady. Okay. Let the legs relax. Squeeze the heels. Let the legs come over the head until it feels like a nice stretch for you. And then lengthen. Begin to engage the glutes as you lengthen to feel the abdomen work. And then back up. So reaching away and controlling overhead. When you come overhead, it should feel like a nice stretch. Have your nose for the ceiling so that you can reach out through the ears. For 3 more. 2. And then you'll finish out your next one at the top overhead. Separate for circles. You can go wide, going apart wide, down, together and up, going to the width that feels safe and comfortable and doable. You have 3 more big circles in this direction. 2. If there's any weird popping or clicking happening in the hips, you gotta use more butt. So now make your circles a little bit smaller, still the same direction, just a little bit smaller. 3 more. And then reverse the smaller circles. At any point you need to readjust your foam roller, just do so. Like I do now. Good. And then making your circles bigger for 5. 4 big circles. Still going in a range that you can support. Last 2. And then bend the knees. Give yourself a hug. Hug your knees. Go a little bit from side to side. Love yourself. Good. We're gonna go onto our abdomen and do a little bit of swan on our abdomen. For any reason that's uncomfortable, you can always go back to doing a little bit of extension. It's technically the same work. It's just being supported more than it is working through the muscles in the back. So, to do it, our foam roller is in front. We want to be on our abdomen. Our hands will be on the foam roller. By hands, I mean forearms. Ideally, our feet are together, heels, legs. The tops of the feet are pushing into the ground. You want to tuck your pubic bone a tiny little bit so that you feel your glutes engage. Your nose is just floating above the mat, and you're going to move the shoulder blades up and down the back first. So, hopefully you can hear me. Nose will be down, shoulder blades up, shoulder blades down, shoulder blades up, shoulder blades down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and once more. And reorganize your body if you need to for your swan. By the way, if swan doesn't feel good today, just keep doing those. But for your swan, you'll look out in front lightly, keep the abs pulling in to lift and to lower. You're only lifting as high as your abdomen can stay engaged and pulling in. So, technically, if I come out of my abdomen, I can lift up here, but that's not me working. So we're only going to go to where we can lift in the abdomen pulling in and back out. So that our upper back is gaining the strength. And our compensations can take a little vacation, hopefully permanently. Unless we ever need them, then it's cool for them to come in. 3 more. 2. And once more. You can come on out of there. We're going to do your side kicks. So for your side kicks, let's use a towel underneath our side. Just to help you keep a straight spine. And these are super quick today. I hope that you all love them because I do. Well, maybe. We'll see. You lift this time and lower like fire hydrant. We're not doing clams today. Your hands can be on your hip or hand just to make sure that you're stacked and that it stays like that. As long as your chest is open and the shoulder is not rounding, I am happy. Then the leg stays up. Knee stays in the same spot to extend the leg and bend. And extend and bend. Good. Very nice. Couple more. Legs stay straight. And we circle for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the leg back as far as you can. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend and lower. Yay, other side. See, not too terrible. It's never terrible. It's hip work. Like hip work is just picky. So once you are on your side and your hips are stacked, oops, kneesy still, the knee starts to lift and lower and lift and lower. Good. By the way, it is 1 o'clock. If anybody needs to log out, that's okay. We're just finishing with this one. Good. 3 more. 2. Then the leg stays up and we straighten and we bend. Straighten, bend. Good. Just 3 more. 2. Legs stay straight. For 6 circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the leg back as far as you can. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg forward, bend the knee, lower down. You can sit yourself up. You are all set for today. Good job, guys.
Yeah.